Pilates friends. All right, today let's grab a towel, a strap, or a scarf. I prefer something a little bit more bulky, in that my hands can hold it with a little more grip. So if you've got something like that, grab it. It could even be a t-shirt as long as it's the length of it, and you can take it up and it'll be wider than your shoulders, preferably, okay? So grab that item, something for your knees if you tend to get a little bit of knee discomfort if you stand on your knees for very much, and maybe an elevated surface to do some side plank work. So depending on how it feels for you, I'll give you that option. It could be an ottoman like this, a chair, or I'll even give you some standing variations. So as we go ahead, and we're going to just let's go ahead and come to standing just so we don't have to sit on our knees for too long yet. And you could stay down if you like, okay? But we're going to come up or stay seated with your preference. But I want you to take the item that you've selected. I'm going to take this scarf and take it out nice and wide. So we're going to work on scapular retraction as a warm-up, but let's get it a little bit warmed up in the shoulder girdle first. So taking your item nice and wide here, wider than your shoulders, and we'll just lift it up over the head and take a moment there. Relax your shoulders down and bring it back down. So just starting that motion of moving it up overhead. I want you to keep your rib cage drawn in so that you're not splaying open or arching in your back. Stay here and bring it down. So that'll help you start to activate your core and connect that energy of the shoulders moving and the core staying steady. So find a softness of your knees. And I want you to find that space in your upper back where you can really engage your shoulder blades, kind of hugging into the back. So we'll take one more here, and as you take the arms, and depending on how it feels for you, it doesn't have to be right by your ears, but we're just going to take it casually up over the head. And now I want you to lift your left shoulder up towards your ear, and now drop it all the way down, creating more space. Right shoulder up toward the ear, and then all the way down. Good. Inhale up, exhale down. So continue. I'll turn this way just so you can see a little from the back. Going up and then down, and then lift up and lower it down. Okay, so taking that again, alternating. Inhale, exhale. I want you to feel like you're driving that shoulder down the back. One more each side. You're still pulling on the strap that you've got over your head. And now we're going to take both shoulders, lifting up and lower down. Lift up. Notice how the neck kind of disappears, the shoulders lift up toward the ears, and then you get all this space dropping your shoulders down, and that space under your arms gets wider as you broaden that upper back. So we'll do two more here. Deep breath up, exhale, core engaged, just keeping your ribs down, and one. And then release it, bring it down. Just let your head fall side to side. So ears moving over shoulders a couple times. And we'll take that to the front, so same action. So bringing that just to shoulder height. I'm going to turn so you can see better. Okay, so here I'm going to push forward. I want you to push forward to the wall in front of you. So push forward and then squeeze back. Pull the shoulder blades back to the wall behind you. Pushing forward, so we're just moving into scapular retraction and protraction. So adducting the shoulder blades towards center and pulling the part, abducting or protracting and then retracting, pulling together, pushing apart. Okay, so those are two main functions that we have when we lifted our shoulders and we depressed and elevated the shoulders. Now we're just pushing them forward, separating between the shoulder blades, and then pull back. Now, when you push forward, there is a purpose for this as well. I want you to hold it here. Not shrugging your shoulders up at all. Your shoulders are still down, but we're pushing forward as though you're kind of slightly pulling your sternum in more. And see if you can push through your pinky side a little bit more. Okay, drop the arms down just a tiny bit, just so that they're just slightly lower than center of chest. And keep pushing forward. This is the action that you want when you're in a plank, a tall plank. You want to push through those pinky sides and push forward. You feel that space in your upper back, not lifting, but pulling apart. That's the action you want when you're on the floor as well. Whether you've got your hands down or your elbows down, same action in the shoulders. Now pull it back, squeeze the shoulder blades together just a bit right there without shrugging up. So squeeze them and push them down. Now lift up overhead, bring it down, push forward, pull back, lift up, down dog. That's what this would be, right? So push forward, plank, and then we go up just like down dog. So you push forward, plank, pull back, down dog. So the same action. If you can get the pattern here, you'll get the pattern throughout any of your movements that are on the floor. Okay, so let's take just one more. And then I want you to really, really sink your shoulder blades into your back. Hold it here. And then as you're pulling back just a bit, then push slightly forward through that pinky side of your fingers. So you're really spreading that space in between your shoulder blades, but you're still engaging the shoulders back. That's the action that we'll want even when we are on side plank, okay? So now lower it down. Whew, we got a nice little workout there without doing much, right? Just a strap. Okay, so we're still gonna use that strap, but we're going to pause. I'm gonna send this off to the side for a second. We're gonna get a little full body today. Okay, so we're gonna start with a basic little chair squat. We're going to take that strap back up. Again, notice it's not all the way up here, right, even with my chin or the top of my shoulders, just down a little bit. And then you're going to use that like a counter action. Okay, so pushing forward a bit, scoop the shoulder blades down, send your hips back, and then start to just hinge from the knees and the hips. Okay, so bring it back up, give it a little squeeze at the top, send the hips back. Notice my knees really aren't moving much, right? I'm sending those hips back and then hinging forward. So I want you to really send your hips back like you're pushing them to the wall behind you and then hinge forward. You've got that counter of pushing forward with your arms. Now we're going to take that last one. I want you to hold it here. Okay, so I'm holding here. And now lifting your left leg out to the side and bring it down. Toes are forward. Right leg out, toes are forward. There you go. Shift and lift. Bring it down. Keep sitting low and try not to stand all the way up when you lift. So we're just kind of tilting over, starting to activate the core more. Good. Lift. The blade of your foot, pinky toe side, is what lifts up toward the sky. Toes forward as much as you can. If you need something to hold on to, take a chair in front of you, but just kind of try to use that strap in front of you like it's a solid object and you're holding on, pulling against it. Good. Last 4. Deep breath. Ribs in. 3. Nice and smooth. 2. And last 1. Now pause here. I'm going to take the right leg. You're in that squat, chair squat again. I want you to take that right leg, send it back. Now reach forward, lift the right leg, bring it back down. Okay, switching sides, shift your weight, pick up the left foot, send it back, float it up. You're reaching forward. This might help you with your balance, even though you're not holding onto a solid surface. Gaze forward, shift your weight, start sending the right leg back, lift up through the heel, ribs stay in, bring it down. Now you can add a little movement with your arms, dropping them down. You get a little break. Sweep up, expand, bring it down, and switch. Inhale. Okay, good. Exhale, lift. Ooh, so I took my eye off the prize here. Start to wobble when you look around, so just look forward. I want you to keep your ribs in. Inhale. Send those hips back. Shift forward. Bring it down. Let's do one more each side. Lifting. Good. Bring it down. And one more. Lift. And lower. Very nice. Come all the way up. Shake it out. Let's take that up overhead and then over to the side. Nice big side reach. Up and then over to the other side. So we're going to mimic this pattern as we come down to the mat. Okay, so coming down, Knees supported on something if you prefer. I'm going to take a blanket here and fold it up. So once you feel secure here, we're going to take the left leg, send it out, taking your strap back up when you're ready. Okay, so your toes can just point off to the left side of the room, or you can kick up on the heel, whichever makes you feel more comfortable. Take that strap back up. It's wider than your shoulders. Inhale. I want you to pull the rib cage in, relax your shoulders down. Now lean over to the right. Ooh, not just with your arms, but with your shoulders and your body. Notice the head stays centered. Come back up. So it may be a smaller range of motion. Okay, that's fine. I want you to go over as far as you can. Those obliques are firing off sideways. So be mindful here. Go to the side, just over to that right side. We just come back to center. I want you to try to take yourself over as far as you can, not just your ribs. So everything is hinging from right here in this side, just below your side waist. So you're really kind of hinging right about the waistline or lower. And back up rather than just moving your shoulders. Okay, 2 more. Let the tail drop a little. Ribs down, hip points dialed up. Bring your head with you for the ride. Let's go 1 more. Over. And then back up. Good. Bring it back down. We're going to drop that strap for just a moment. Now, your next move is going to be a side plank hip dip, all right? So we're going to be adding on to it. You can keep a blanket. I'm going to unfold mine just a bit, not so thick. Now, your first option, if you have an elevated surface that you'd rather work on, you could take your elbow or your hand to that surface, and we'll bring the knee so that it's not right under your hip. Okay, so you're going to take it down. Watch that shoulder. Remember the engagement that we just practiced. You're pulling it down and keeping it engaged. You'll drop the hip and come back up. This might be your first option. You could take this or not. On the floor is fine. So I'll start here and then work my way down, but you can start where you like, okay? So we're just going to reach the arm overhead, drop the hip, come up, and I want you to lift that top leg, knee and elbow together. Take it down, drop the hip. Notice my hip is going down, not moving the shoulder over the elbow. Okay, so I'm not shifting this way and collapsing. Bring it up. Good, continue here. Now you can stay there, stay where you like, or it can be on a hand or elbow to the floor. So we drop down, come up, and give it a crunch. Down, come up, and give it a crunch. Your knees could even be together, right? So you could just do a simple little double bent knee there and give it a crunch. Down, up, and crunch. Good. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. And 2. Down, up. Give it a crunch. 1 more. Down, up, and crunch. All right, good. Bring yourself back up right where you started so you can kind of flip over, walk around. So we go to that tick-tock on the other side. Taking your strap again, reaching the arms forward, engage the shoulder blades first, drop them down, relax into the shoulder girdle. Then you can take the arms up without lifting the shoulders to the ears. So drop tail just a little bit, lift right here through the hip points, and keep the ribs down. So we over to the side. It may take a time or 2 to get acclimated to how far you're going, and then back up. Side waist muscles firing off to hold you here and to bring you back to center. And back up. Good. Deep breath. Up. All the way good. And back to center. So try to keep your hands really steady without letting your hands move independently of your head and your body. So what that means is try not to just take the arms over. It's okay if they do some. It's all right. All right, you're still getting a little more load to the side, but over time, you're going to try to keep your head really centered and then pull against that strap that you've got. So kind of pull into it. Let's go last 3. Good, 2. So this is the same action as your hip dip. It really is for your side waist, just in a different way. And 1. Come back up. Now we go into that side plank hip dip to knee crunch on this side. So again, it could be elevated, hand or elbow, or on the floor, same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and start here on the hand on this side. So make sure that when you come over that you didn't leave your knee right in line with your hip. Go ahead and move it down so you're in more of that side plank position. This is the least stable position we can be in, and this long lever here. So you might bring your elbow to the floor if you find this is comforting, but everybody's different. Sometimes you bend the elbow and that doesn't feel as good for your shoulders. So just find the one that works better for you, or go elevated. Okay, so arm goes overhead. We're dropping the hip down. Get that really good stretch right there as well. Come up and give it a little crunch. Bring it down. Inhale. Exhale and crunch. Good. Inhale down, nice and slow. Exhale, be mindful of that bottom shoulder, never moving up towards your ear. It stays real steady. You're just moving from the waist. And especially when you lift that top leg. So try not to drop your hip here when you bring that leg up. Let's go, last 3. Up. 2. And 1 more. You've got it. Inhale. Exhale, bring it up. And rest. Good. You can just have a seat on the floor. And we can use that blanket still if you've got it for your padding. I'm going to flip back over just to give a little equal time here. So I'm going to flip back over and find that side lying position on the first side. Okay, so you can rest your head on your hand or down on an item like a pillow or a block, whatever feels right for you. Turn the toes under on the bottom leg. We're just doing front to back kicks here. So top hand in front for support. Roll forward just a tiny bit first. Now bring it forward. 1, 2, and press it back. Keeping your torso steady, just like when you were taking your arms over your head in the very beginning. So everything in the center stayed nice and steady. You feel your glutes working, your glute work to pull that leg back in conjunction with the core activation. That's really ideal for all daily movement, to have the core engaged. When you're moving, it doesn't need to stay engaged all day. That's too much stress. Okay, it needs to relax sometimes. Okay, but when you're moving, the core works with the glutes and the inner thighs. And that's how we keep a nice, healthy, strong spine and without a lot of stress in the spine. So we'll go 2 more. Bring it back. And 1. Good. Now take a pause. That leg is straight on top. We draw little circles for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a pause right here. Now just little ones up and down, just straight up, straight down. Not quite all the way up like we normally would. Right now my knee is still pointing forward. Okay, so just up and down. Then we're going to take 3 more and hold it at the top. Good. 2. Breathing. Still engaging even though you're on your side. And last one, hold. Take a hold right here and little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Bring the knees in. Lift up and switch to the other side and just spin it around. So we lie down here, get your position, straighten the legs out, turn the toes under on the bottom leg, try to lift that knee up a little bit. Okay, so front to back kick, inhale, 1, 2, exhale back. Inhale, 1, 2, exhale, bring it back. Try to keep your shoulders super steady, So especially when the leg goes back, we're trying to keep the shoulders from moving forward with that upper body. Okay, so we're going to stay right here. 1, 2. Bring it back, glutes and core. 1, 2, and back. Last 3. Breathing. 2. Last 1. And we go into circles here. So little circles. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. Bring it down and up just about halfway. It's just not quite a full lift. Just reaching out through the toes. Top hip still slightly forward. Lean into your front arm just a little bit. Exhale. Notice if you're kind of rocking though, even here, so you might be kind of feeling more pressure when you lift the leg under your waist, and see if you can keep that steady. And you're really going to feel it right there. Okay, last 3, 2, last 1, hold it up, and little pulses up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it. All right, very nice. Come on up. We're going to recline all the way back, so you can take your blanket if you don't feel like you need it here. We'll take it back off to the side. I'm going to still keep the strap nearby. Okay, so let's go ahead. Actually, let's just go ahead and take it. We're going to use it first. And take it nice and wide. Rolling all the way back. Now, if you do feel like you want something under your tail, spread the blanket out. Try to make sure it's not going to be in your way or it's going to throw your spine off. So we could be doing some seated stuff here. I'm just saying. Okay. So we're going to take that strap nice and taut. I want you to pull against it just like when you were standing. Before you go anywhere though, I want you to pull your shoulders back. Feel that broad space across your back, and at the same time, kind of pushing up through your pinky side of your hand. Okay, so you're engaged here. Deep breath in, feet are away from your buns there. And exhale, lift the shoulders and reach. Bring it back down. Inhale. Exhale and lift. That strap is just kind of over the center of your chest, lower than your sternum really, down the lower part of your sternum. And lift, about the, say, where your floating ribs are. Almost over your belly button. Inhale, exhale, lift. Good. Bring it down, inhale, little partial curl up and lift. I'll take 2 more, inhale. See if you can, on that exhale, blow it out with an SH sound. Really drawing the abs towards spine, not just towards spine, but towards center. Everything pulls towards center. Out. The next one, see if you can sweep your arms without momentum. So reach overhead just like when you were standing. Pull your ribs down. Now sweep up, lift up. See if you can rock yourself up, and we'll lift the knees, bring it down, and roll it back. Okay, so if you don't get quite all the way up, that's okay. I want you to sweep it here, lift the shoulders, lift your legs, and lower down. So you can have 2 options there. Okay, just float up, do that partial curl, lift the feet, reach that strap, bring it down, and your other variation is to roll all the way up. We'll do 4 more together. So as you roll it up, move into boat, back down, and 3. Deep breath, coming up. Good. 2 more. And slowly lifting, whichever variation you're in. 1 more. Inhale. Keep the ribs down, hip points pulled up a bit. Exhale. Good. Woo, lost that last one. Okay, now from here, take both of your legs up. First variation, knees bent. We're doing double legs here, so if you'd like, you can take your legs straight. I will work up to that, but you can start here. So we're going to keep the rib cage down, hip points pulled up. Inhale and reach overhead, drop the feet down. Exhale, come up. Okay, inhale, reach it out. I want you to feel the imprint of your spine toward the mat, a softness behind your low back, but without rocking your tail. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Now your next variation would be to straighten the legs out, lower it down. Inhale, exhale. Lastly, on either of those two variations, you could lift your shoulders up, lift up and reach. Inhale, pull against that strap. Inhale, rock your shoulders down. Feel that space beneath your armpits really activating. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift or just reach. Last three. You could stay floating the whole time. 2. And last one. Very nice. Rest here. Just release it. Now take right knee into chest, give it a hug. And then your left leg into chest and give it a hug. Now as you set your left foot back down to the floor, take your right leg, knee to chest, and then lift it up to the sky. So you're going to thread that strap behind it. You're not holding it here. You could get a little stretch to begin with, that's fine. Okay, but we're going to just hold it slightly behind the leg. So straighten your arms out and see if you can create some space there behind the leg. Okay, so you're just holding right here. You're not holding your leg at all. Okay? That leg is up toward the sky. So bend the knee if you need to. Okay, right now the strap is behind the hamstrings, not holding the leg, as we float the chest up and you're right here. Okay, so now I'm just going to start to pulse that leg toward the strap and back toward the head. You might need a bent knee to do that. It's okay. Okay, inhale, exhale. Shoulders relaxed. Try to keep your chest floating. Next option is to straighten out that bottom leg. Straighten both legs out as much as you can, but especially that bottom leg reaching. Good. Continue here for 4, 3, good, 2. Now hold the last one. Hold that leg in as close as you can, and now just float the shoulders pulsing for 8, 7, 6, 5. Remember that foot can be on the floor. 3, 2, 1, and release it. Ooh, all right, turn your head side to side. We go on to that second side. So left leg lifts, knee can be quite bent so that you have more space to give here, or straighten it out if the hamstrings are feeling lengthy today. Okay, so when you're ready, you're reaching your arms forward so you've got space behind the leg. So like I said, if your leg is really tight and it's way down here, bend the knee, let it pull up towards you a bit. All right, so here we go. First variation. And we just float those shoulders up and we're moving the leg. Okay. The leg goes in and out, little pulses with the leg. Inhale, exhale, keeping your shoulders floating, but your shoulders are down so you're not shrugging up toward the ears. Your next variation is to straighten the bottom leg and float it. Good. Keep drawing in deeply. Breathe. Come on, 3, 2, and last one. I want you to hold that leg up close to you and just reach with your strap now. Up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and rest. Good work. Drop the head down, turn it side to side. Now, as you get ready, we're going to flip over. So just roll yourself to one side. We're still taking the strap. Okay, come back up to seated. And then we're going to flip all the way over onto the belly. Okay, so you're going to reach that strap up to the top of your mat. So as you take it all the way up, this is just like when you were standing Okay, we're just going to do a slightly different variation. So even though you're on your belly here, I want you to still kind of pull your ribs up so that you're not just splaying open into the floor. So that means you're going to have that slight tuck of your tail, pushing your pubic bone to the floor, pulling your rib cage in and up a bit, reaching the arms wide. So here you might even want to take them a little wider, okay, but you're going to reach up to the top of your mat. Now, be mindful, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, try to take a look here. But I want your chin down, your nose straight to the floor. So you can even tap it with your nose to the floor. And when I say lift your head, I mean lift the back of your head, just float it straight up with your chin down. That's all you're doing. So your neck is staying long. We're not lifting the chin and looking forward. We're just dropping the nose and then floating back. So what happens is you feel the back of your neck get a little longer and you create more of a kind of a crevice here underneath your chin. So imagine almost like you were trying to create a double chin. So we're going to drop the nose down, lift the back of your head to the sky. Flat head like you were on the mat. Inhale, exhale, lift. Push, pull into the strap. Keep the shoulder blades drawn back. 3 more, lift and lower, still pushing through the pubic bone. There's still a lot of things happening here with your core to stabilize and lift. Now, dropping your nose toward the floor. You don't have to press it all the way into the floor, but try to drop your nose toward the floor a bit. Just hover there. Now, pull into your strap. Push out through that pinky side. Pull the shoulder blades back. Tip your tail down a bit. And then just float the arms. Pull into that strap and lower down. Head doesn't lift. Head stays neutral. Lift the arms and lower down. If you need to take a bend of your elbows, do it here. Take little cactus arms, that's okay. All right, everyone's shoulders are a little different, and I'm not trying to overreach on those shoulders. I just want to move within the range of motion that's right for each person. So move for yourself. You can take bent elbows or straight arms, lifting and lowering, nose down, neck long, ribs in. Here we go, 3, 2, still breathing. Last one, lifts your arms up and you hold. And now just lift and lower the head the same way. Nose down, create that double chin. Lift the back of the head, drop it down. It's like you're just dipping your beak in some water. Now last 2, tail down. Last 1, you're holding and floating. Now while you're floating, take your arms up and down for 8, 7, bend the elbows if you need it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and rest. Awesome work. All right, take your head to one side. Take your arms back down by your sides and rest there. Bend your knees, let the feet sway a little bit side to side. Just a couple more breaths. All right, while we're here, let's take that strap behind us. All right, before we move on for our very last move, we'll do this in between. So I want you to take the strap behind you. Your palms are face up. You're just going to hold that strap maybe about the width of your hips or so, and wider if you need it. Okay, so right now I've just got my arms pretty much just right on the sides of my waist and hips. You're going to keep that neck long just like we practiced, okay? So your chin is down, nose is down, forehead level with the floor, back of your head parallel with the sky. Shoulders pull back, give them a little squeeze first. Now lift the arms behind you, lift up and lower down. So I'm not lifting the chin forward. I'm just lifting from the spinal extensors in the back. Inhale, lift up, reach back. Arms can be as wide as you need them to be, it's fine. Okay. 2 more. Pubic bone down. And last 1, tops of your feet heavy. Bring it down, rest. And maybe turn your head to the other side for a moment. We're going to take that strap one more time. Back up to the front. Now here to the front, I just want you to place it right across. You're gonna start in a Sphinx position, so elbows right underneath your shoulders. Take that strap, kind of gather it up, whatever it is you're holding. I want you to just make a fist around it, so fingers are down. Okay, so palms down to start, and then just grab it real quick and kind of feel like you're gonna pull your elbows into center and pull your hands apart. Okay? But you're just pulling into that strap, making a fist. So with that action, we're gonna take the hands will be a little wider than your elbows and your shoulders. So your elbows are even with your shoulders. So that's gonna help activate that upper back space and ensure that you've got the shoulder girdle active. Turning your toes under. Inhale, start to lift your belly off the floor. Now we're in modified plank. You can hold here or pop those knees up, hold it. Keep drawing ribs in, pulling against your strap. And 2 more breaths. Good. And last, we bring it down. That's it. We did it. Bring yourself up. Press it back. Stretch it all the way back. Come back up to seated. You can have a seat on whatever item you had earlier. So if you have bolster, or if you want to just have a seat on that elevated space, if you've got that nearby, you could do that as well. Okay, so let's take that strap that you've got, take it in the left hand, bring it back. Give yourself a little pat on the back here. And then you can just take that hand back, let it hug in next to you, and then take hold of the strap somewhere behind you. It doesn't have to be high up. It might be even quite far down the back. Okay, so just kind of pull with that bottom arm just a tiny bit, not much. Just to stretch out through the triceps here. Okay, bring yourself back to center with your shoulders. Stretching under the arms as well. And then we're going to release, switch sides. So take the other hand, give it a little stretch first, give yourself a pat on the back. Take the opposite arm out, rotate them down, sweep it back behind, and then just reach up for that strap somewhere. And very good. So we're just going to pull gently with the bottom hand, not overarching the back or over pulling on the arm. Just getting a nice little stretch. And then release it. Bring it down. Take your head side to side. And we'll do a little twist here. To one side. And then back around to the other. Coming forward to center. As far as you want to go, or rounding even a spine here. Bring it back up. Take a big sweep at the top. And bring your hands down. Right at your Pilates Rockstar Center. Give yourself a little bow for showing up today and doing something good for you.